got some more battle styles, deck profiles and coverage for you today, and I think this new Cherrim card is absolutely bonkers. I'm such a big fan of cards like this where we're sort of promoting the non-rule box Pokemon. And I had to think, I was thinking, what good partners do we have? Maractus is one, I'll be covering that soon as well, but Kartana, baby, jeez. So let's have a look. In case you don't know what Kartana does, it's quite an old card now, I think. What, Unbroken Bonds, is it, I think, or something like this? Yeah, so Kartana is a basic Pokemon, non-GX, non-V, no rule box. 70 HP with a 3 retreat, with 2 attacks, both actually pretty decent, all things considered. We got ourselves Big Cut, which does 10 plus 120 if your opponent has 4 prizes remaining. So, 1 for 120, reminds me of Buzzwole. Obviously really good. It's just essentially the same attack, right, but on grass typing. But Volswarp is the main reason we're playing this card. For 1 grass, 2 colorless, flip a coin if feds, put damage counters on your opponents active until they have 10 health left. This is absolutely insane. All these VMAXs 2-shot each other, they all do like 2 to 4 for like 217 or that rubbish. Kartana says all to that. Let me just do 330, 310, 320. Now the only bad thing is, number one, sort of coin flip, but we can play stuff to help get around that. So yeah, the main problem with this is though it leaves them on 10, and they might heal with that new support that heals all damage and all that. But so we have to try and get the KO ASAP, Rocky. So how are we going to do that? So I'll look. First of all, let's look at our new Cherrim. Awesome card. Stage 1 Pokemon, 80 HP with the ability, don't know what it's called, but what it essentially does is it lets you attach as many grass energies from your hand to all your Pokemon that without a rule box. So basically non-GX, non-V, no EX, all that stuff, right? Or prisms, funnily enough, and that actually will come up, funnily. But so this is going to let us just, attach as many grass energies to our Kartana as we like, and then just bang, hopefully get those sweet KOs. It's actually a really cool ability, and I can't wait to see well, the decks will come out of this for sure. So the main problem with this is though, Kartana doesn't KO, it leaves them on 10. We're going to try and poison them with Galarian Slowbro V. Now there is 2 versions of this deck that I've got built. I've got a 1 prize version and I've got this version. I want to profile this one first, but don't worry, the 1 prize version of Garbodor will be looking to cover that soon. But what Galarian Slowbro does is basically, if it's in the active, it's got an ability, was it like Rapid Fire Poison, which lets you poison your opponent's active. So here's the idea: if we poison our opponent, then use False Swipe, get the heads, they then so they go down to 1 damage count left, they then do the poison tick and Pokemon checkup, and then they get KO'd, then we take our 3 prizes or 2 prizes. Pretty scary. Galarian Slowbro, which is there for his ability, we can't attack with him, so we won't bother talking about anything else. Now here's an interesting card, right? We got ourselves Shaman. Now, on face value, you'd be thinking, right, this is a non-rule box Pokemon. Flower Storm does 30 for each basic energy attached to all your Pokemon. This sounds like a match made in heaven. You can just put 10 energies on this and boom, away you go. But the Prism Star cards have a rule box. So, Shaman gets caught in a crossfire here, unfortunately. This would have been perfect for Cherrim. But the reason we still play it here is for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's got a 3 retreat cost, so we can act as a pivot. We don't play a Jirachi or an Amazing Rare Jirachi, although you could put an Amazing Rare Jirachi in your slot if you like. The main reason I got it here though is just so we can still attach 1 per turn. If you can try and eke some extra energy attachments here, Flower Storm could be a nice little backup attacker. Because you can always attach as many energies to another Pokemon as you like. So you can attach 3 energies to a Kartana in a turn. But if you have a 4th one in hand for your manual attachment for the turn, that can go to your Shaman. So turn 1 as well, you can attach to Shaman. Just have him there chilling with 1 energy being a threat. But yeah, interesting how that's worked though, eh? We got 1 Oranguru to help us dig. We do play a combination of some Rotom Foam, so we can have a little bit of extra dig. What Oranguru lets you do is take 1 card from your hand. Well, take the top card from your deck, put it in your hand, and then put 1 card to the top of your deck. You get like a switch, basically. So a little bit of added consistency for us. Then we've got Marshadow, the reset and hold Marshadow. Now, the only reason we played is for its ability reset and hold. Basically, if it's on the bench, you can discard it and then discard any stadium in play. This is just to get rid of Chaotic Swell, because Chaotic Swell would ruin us because we play 4 Glimmer Tangle. Even though we play 4, we can probably get around 1 Chaotic Swell. If our opponent plays 2, it is pretty much game over. Chaotic Glimwood Tangle, what that lets you do is it lets you reflip coins for your attacks, once that is. So let's say we do false swap and get a tails, we can try and Glimwood get a heads, and that gives us, you know, better odds then, where I think it gives us what, 75, I think that's right, 75% chance of getting a heads if Glimwood's in play. You can play some wills and that as well in here, but I've opted, because we only give up one prize, all right, so hopefully, you know, all things considered, we should be okay. Then we've got 2 detonations to help us draw through, because we are going to have to find energy a lot of the time, and there's no other better way of finding energy than just drawing cards. That tends to be the best way. So we've got 2 detonations. Then we've got 1 Crobat for a similar reason, just so we can Crobat and then in the same turn if needed. Or we want to hold on to cards in our hand, we can opt to grab Crobat instead of the Dene. Look at our supporters, pretty standard. Like I said, all we want to do is just attach energy and get Kartanas and Cherrim. So Professor's Research is the best way to do that, right? Discard your hand, draw 7. What's not to love about that? Perfect card for this deck, not gonna lie, perfect card. And we've got 4 Bird Keeper. And you're probably thinking, oh god, I've just put one away as well. Probably thinking, Shay, what on earth's going on here then, mate? Why you got 4 Bird Keeper? I'll tell you why. Because Galarian Slowbro has a 3 retreat cost, so we can't just air balloon pivot them, right? Now there was a couple of options, and I still have to try these out, I'm not gonna lie. But one option is you can go air balloon and just use your manual attachment for the turn to pay retreat on a Slowbro, because obviously you can just attach all your energies to your Kartanas with his ability, right? But then I think you're gonna need 4 energy a turn. Is that probably viable? Problem. So I've just opted for a heavy switch and Bird Keeper count. What Bird Keeper does, you can switch your active and then draw 3 cards. So we play 3 Rotom Phones. Let's see if I got this right. Is it these ones? Yeah, we play 3 Rotom Phones, right? Which actually look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put one to the top and shuffle the rest in. So between Oranguru, we get some Rotom Phone value, and with our Bird Keepers as well. So you could argue a 4th Rotom Phone here would be quite crazy good, and I'm not going to argue with that. But for now, Bird Keeper is our supplemental draw option. And then we got 3 boss stores. Now I could be being a bit greedy here. Not going to lie to you folks. These could be Marnies. You know, you could have 2 Marnies and 1 boss. But I'm a greedy geezer. I want to take VMAX's carries. As soon as our opponent sees what's going on, they're going to try and let's say you're playing at Turnips, right? They'll be like, oh no, here, take my Spirit Zooms, take my Hoopers. Like, no. I want to get that Turnips on the bench, thank you very much. Boss's orders lets us do that. We then got 4 Pokemon communications, because we need to evolve up our Cherrim. Right, and Pokemon Communication lets us find all our Pokemon. We play quite a few, so we can find us Marshadow if needed, as well as finding our Evo. So I think when you play a high enough Pokemon count, I think Pokemon Communication is pretty good. We then got 4 Quick Balls. Probably the best card in the game, in all honesty, isn't it? Quick Ball lets you discard a card from your hand and get a basic. So this is going to help us find our Kartanas, it's going to help us find our Cherubi, it's going to help us find our Galarian Slowbro. Pretty much everything apart from the Cherrims, right? So I think you'd be mad not to play 4. Mostly they're really good for just getting the Dene or Crobat to bail you out. We got 4 Switch, obviously as previously stated, just so we can maneuver our Galarian Slowbro as much as possible. We don't really want to have them knocking about the active. We don't want to do our rapid fire poison and leave them in the active. You get up 2 prizes, so we have to play 4 Switch and 4 Bird Keeper for that. Now you're probably thinking, why aren't you winning Escape Rope, Shay? Escape Rope is the same thing as Bird Keeper, right? Giving up your supporter. Yeah, but Escape Rope makes your opponent switch as well. So let's say we are playing against that Turnips VMAX deck, right? Let's say they just took a KO with their Turnips. We then promote Galarian Slowbro Poison, and then we play the Escape Rope or something like this. They're just going to give up a 1 prize. We don't want that. That's probably a bad example, because we shouldn't have poisoned before we play Escape Rope. But you know what I mean. So that's why we're not playing Escape Rope. What is this 1 card here? Oh yeah, we've got 1 Recycle Energy. And that is because our attack cost, right, has a colorless in, so we can always use this recycle. So we only have to find 2 energies per turn. And now I'm thinking about it, that actually makes the air balloon version seem quite good now I'm thinking about it. But so that's what the recycle energy is for. Lets you pay retreat on some things and provides a colorless cost in your Kartana. And then rounding off the list, we have what, 9 basic grass energy? Yeah, 9 basic grass energy. I think that's a good number. Now you could put a rod in here, not really against that, but I said this is a pretty, you know, cover yourself bog standard list. And let me know what you think. Do you actually think this could be Kartana's time to shine? I feel as if the Glimwoods and now being able to just bash energies and play really fast, this could be Kartana's time to shine. Let me know what you think. If you're after more battle styles, deck profiles and coverage, make sure you smash that subscribe button down there for me and check out playlist in the description, okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.